left down the stretch. It is a home win. It belongs to Rasmus Højgaard. That raw once again, he's making it a habit. So I texted the Odyssey guy and said, hey, can you make me British butter? And he's like, well, what's specs? I said, the exact same. And Ricky returns to the middle circle. Because I was born for this. Yes. Hey, New Orleans. Wins the Masters Marathon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage VP Global Marketing, Nick Racanelli.
Hey everybody. First of all, I should start by apologizing because we couldn't find a big enough screen for tonight. Just in terms of showing some of the amazing highlights from the year. But I wanted to just take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming along tonight. So I know we've got people from all around the world that are here, from contacts from Korea to Canada, from San Diego to Scotland, etc. And your presence here is huge for us. It's a really critical thing because this is something that's special. This is something that we haven't had the chance to do before, especially from an Odyssey and a putting perspective. And to be able to do this tonight is going to be fantastic. Now, you've probably heard the phrase before that everything's a little bigger in Texas. It's not just the screens, and we want to live up to that tonight as well, because not only tonight do we have the new product that we're going to announce to you in a little while, we also have, as you can see over here in the corner, some of the very best players in the world. And you're going to hear a little bit more from them. We also have pretty much our entire global tour team are here tonight. So they are also all standing over there, looking slightly nervous at this moment in time when I have a microphone in my hand. But they are going to be fitting all of you for your new putters tonight. They're going to be ready for you on the greens tomorrow morning. So just to be clear, they are very much the best in the business of their game. If it doesn't work tomorrow, it's pilot error. It's all down to you guys. Now, the other part as well, when we look at this and you think about content, there's not many better places in the world than a 70,000 square foot green. So tonight when you're looking at this, you're going to see time with the players, you're going to get time with some of the best coaches in the world as well, but it's really about your opportunity to make as much content as you can. So I'm glad there are so many cameras pointed in my face at this moment in time. The more cameras that we've got going for the rest of the night, the better. And we want to make sure that you guys are talking about the new Odyssey AI1, talking about Putt Smarter and bringing all those messages to life. So hope you guys have a great evening. Food, etc. is there, drinks, etc. Just keep going. I know the British table is already making a good start. No surprises there. And just before we go on to the rest of it, I just want to introduce the President and the CEO of Topgolf France, Mr. Chip Brewer, who also wants to say a few words.
Thank you, Nick. Good evening, and thank you for being with us. On behalf of everybody at Topgolf in Callaway, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank the PGA of America and Omni for being great hosts, and we're really excited to spend some time with you. Odyssey is just an amazing brand, and if you look at the history, it has changed putting. It has changed putters. And what we're going to do here tonight is continue in that tradition. Odyssey is one of our most important brands, and this launch will be one of the most important launches in its history. It's a brand that really is based on technology and innovation, but also has an attitude. And I think you're going to see that. But it also is a brand that is deeply has its roots in tour performance. And with that in mind, we've got some great players here that are going to show you their experiences with it. I remember one time, since I've been around this business quite a bit now, when we were talking about Odyssey, and I was talking with a good friend of mine, Tim Reed, who's here tonight, and Tim runs a tour and R&D for us now. And he was talking about the early days of Odyssey. And back in the day, Odyssey, you know, it came out and it innovated and it created a new insert that the tour really loved, and it changed golf. It became the #1 putter in golf, the #1 putter in tour. They ran an ad one time. They were winning so much on tour, they ran an ad, "We didn't win this week." It was that rare that they didn't have it. They could run a "we didn't win" ad. Well, what we're going to do today is going to change this brand for the positive. It's going to change how putting is thought of, and we couldn't be more excited to share that with you. Leading this event tonight and leading the putter category as well as our global tour efforts is Jacob Davidson, and Jacob's going to take it from here. Jacob, let's get it rolling. Thank you.
Thanks, good evening everyone. You guys excited to be here in Frisco tonight? Yay! Awesome. Well, like Chip talked about, Odyssey at its core stands for performance, innovation, and tour validation. We couldn't be more excited with the success we've had this past year on tour. So big thanks to you guys over here, the global tour team, and making sure that we were the #1 putter on tour again this year. A few highlights this year. In 2021, we had 54% of all global tour wins. If you add that up, that's more than all of our competitors combined. An impressive stat. Not only are we winning the counts each week, but we're winning. Our putters are in the winner's circle. Majority of these wins that you see up here on this chart are coming from players that we aren't paying. They're coming from players that are choosing performance. They're choosing to put their trust in an Odyssey putter. A few other highlights before we jump into this new product we want to share with you tonight. 8 majors won this past year. 2 of those came from Team Callaway, 6 from people we weren't paying. We have been the #1 putter on the PGA Tour for 13 years, and we've held that claim for 20 years on the DP LPGA Tour and Champions Tour. Congratulations, guys. As a company, we surpassed 1,820 wins this past year since 2000, and we're excited about seeing that number grow next year. It's been an incredible year on tour. So how do you design a better putter? You're the #1 putter on tour. How do you grow those counts? How do you convince the best players in the world to make a change? Well, the first thing you do is you look at the stats. We had our tour analytics division run some stats for us throughout the development of this product. What we saw is that this year alone, Team Odyssey lost $25 million to 3 putts. $25 million to 3 putts. And you say, how could the best players in the world 3 putt so often? When you look at the ShotLink data, the average PGA Tour pro 3 putts 0.49 times around. The average 15 handicap 3 putts 3.3 times around. And you say, how do the best players in the world 3 putt so often? They have the best putting coaches, they play on the best putting surfaces, they have professional caddies, they have green books. Why do they 3 putt so often? When you look at the best putters in the world, and when we work with the best players in the world and working with the best coaches in the world, the Stephen Sweeneys, the Derek Uedas, the one thing that we saw over the last couple years is that the best players in the world, both in the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour, miss-hit putts. They miss-hit the center of the face. And when you miss-hit the center of the face, there's a slight reduction in speed. We all know it, right? We've all been there. You have that 20-footer, you miss it just by a hair, and what do as that putt's rolling up to the hole on a good line? You start saying, go, 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 because you know it's short, right? The best players in the world miss-hit putts, and that is where we are tonight. We started on a journey 3.5 years ago to create an insert with the most consistent speed across the face. So we'd like to introduce to you tonight Odyssey AI. Let's take a look at how this was developed.
AI became what's next for us in a pre-line for flash face.
With our knowledge of AI, we started to think, how can we accommodate a putter face to be able to control the speed across them.
Speed control is about 20 times more important than anything else on the putter.
What's the number one thing that leads to three putts?
And the majority of three putts are occurring after 30 feet.
There's some players where it's cost them $500,000, some $1 million, and there's a couple players that we've had this year. If you took away all their three putts and made them two putts, it has cost them $8 million.
If you go from 5 feet to maybe like 3 or 4 feet from the hole, you have a significantly better chance of making that second putt.
But we got to make sure that every place that they hit the ball is creating a more consistent ball speed off the face.
Can we get it to work? Does it work? It works. Can we get it to work better? We look at technology and data here all the time, but tour players aren't out there necessarily looking for the best technology right away. And if you don't have something that sounds good, you don't have something that feels good, or something that looks good to their eye, you can completely ruin any technology that you come out with. And the first time David Handy and I hit the that grooved insert, we're like, yeah, that's the one.
Very few times, I think, in our business can we go up to a player and truly say we have something that's going to be better for everybody, but this is one of those times.
Yeah, I love that line from Joe. A putter that's better for everyone. You don't get that opportunity very much. And tonight, we want to introduce to you a putter that's already in the bag of a #1 player in the world. We want to introduce to you a putter that's in the bag of our current Masters champion. We also want to introduce to you a putter that convinced a top 10 putter on the PGA Tour to switch to this putter for the first time he saw it at the Tour Championship, playing for the largest purse of the year. And oh, by the way, that same player has never switched putters since he turned professional. What made this putter so special? Why were the best players in the world captivated by this putter? Because they knew that if they didn't switch, they would be at a disadvantage. I'm reminded as we've been kind of introducing this tour pros over the last couple of weeks, I'm reminded as one tour pro summarized it this way. He said, you can either putt with it or you can putt against it. And I'm going to putt with it. So Odyssey AI, designing with AI1. Without further ado, we want to introduce you tonight in Frisco, Texas, the next chapter of Odyssey, Odyssey AI1. Applause. Odyssey AI1. It's beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about the technology behind this putter. We started on this journey about 4 years ago, designing with artificial intelligence with one objective. How do we create the most consistent speed across the face? As you'll see here, there's two different designs in this putter. We have our AI1, which will have our white hot urethane insert, and we also will have our white hot AI1 mill, which will have a titanium insert that's designed by designed by AI. When you look at these putters, for the first time ever in putting, we were able to introduce VFT, which is variable face thickness. It was through that VFT, and you'll see this on the putters here in a little bit, that we were able to adjust the putter insert in order to make sure that they're most consistent across the face, even on miss hits. And with that, in our early testing, in our legal testing, what we came up with and what we're able to claim is that with the AI1 insert, you will be able to have the most consistent speed across the face, even on miss hits, up to 21% closer to the hole. So as I mentioned, we'll have two lines in the Odyssey AI1. We will have the Odyssey AI1, which will be the look and feel of the white hot insert that's the most popular on tour. We expect for this to be our #1 played insert on tour. We will also have the Odyssey AI1 milled line, which is for the more traditional player that prefers the feel and the sound of the milled putter. Both of these putters will be will have the AI1 insert in them. Not only will we have the most innovative insert in the world, but we've also decided how are we going to showcase that insert. And so on the AI1 line that you'll hear right here, we opened up the back window to say, we're not only designing with AI1, but we want to show you what that's going to look like. This will be an awesome opportunity for us to showcase this technology, make it visible in what we're calling a new window for putting performance. Getting into the line of these putters, it's not only important to have a putter insert that's performing, but you got to have great shapes that really breeds that confidence at address. And so in the AI1 line, we're going to walk you through the line here real quick. We'll have 10 shapes starting with 2 blades. You'll see some of these models are very popular and already in the bags of some of the players over here to my right. Coming in February, we'll have the 2-ball and then obviously the Jailbird Mini that's already been ever so popular on tour this year. Secondly, under the Odyssey AI1 milled line, you'll see beautiful milled putter there with a champagne titanium insert that gives you just an incredible look and sound and feel for that milled putter. In the milled line, we'll have 7 shapes with 2 blades, some progressive mallets, and then a new shape for us, which is that 6T, which has already become one of our most popular shapes on tour. So, don't believe me, let's hear from the best players in the world and see their first impressions when they saw and hit AI1 putters for the first time.
That was good.
We've got a new putter to show you today.
Yeah, I love the shape, obviously.
Oh, that's so nice.
I'm not keen on changing putters, especially this one, but there's always room for improvement, so can't wait to see.
First impressions, what do you think of that blue finish?
I like it, especially now we have the sun at this position, because it's not shiny at all.
This color is actually really cool. It's like a navy, dark blue.
You probably heard a lot about our driver faces,
Yeah.
designed with AI technology. We finally brought that into the putter line.
With the back of the insert, change the different depths and thicknesses behind the face. And our goal there is to try to make every putt you hit across the face come off more like a center strike.
So you have the visible technology, like that's pretty cool. It's kind of like a Ferrari where you can see the engine.
In the middle of the face, it's a little bit thicker. In the toe and the heel, it's a little bit thinner. And that's just going to make the ball speed more consistent across the face.
Speed matters the most from, I'd say, like 30 feet plus. Yep. When it comes to a putt like this, percentage-wise, if I make this, if I had a robot here doing the same stroke all the time, from a heel to a toe to a center, how much closer would it be? How much closer to dispersion?
So we've done a ton of testing, players, robots, so the whole thing, 20% tighter dispersion.
Oh, that's okay. At this distance is fine.
Where was that struck on the face?
So, as soon as you start making a big stroke, it's easy to mishit it, and for the ball speed to be sort of mapped out the same across the face, it's really important.
I'm just keep making it. The ball was pretty good and good for speed control.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall I like it. And even if you weren't having the best stroke, there's room for a little bit of error.
Right.
But it all comes out in the direction that I want it to.
That was good.
Yeah.
20% closer from 40 feet. I don't know what my average is, right? But if I can drop that from 4 feet to 3 feet, I know I'm going pretty much close to 100% of 2 putts. It could be at least 1 to 2 shots a tournament, which can be a massive deal.
All right, well, what do you say we hear from these players here live on stage? I'd like to invite up my good friend Roger Steele, who's going to bring up our players to talk more about AI1 and the putters on in their bag.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling today? Hey, give it up for Callaway for bringing all this talent to the stage. Give it up for Callaway one time, Odyssey one time. All right, I'm gonna bring them up one by one. First of all, 5-time PGA Tour winner and Ryder Cup debuter. Let's welcome up Mr. Sam Burns. That melody is looking better and better on you, man. I swear. Next up, we got 2-time LPGA winner, including the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. Let's welcome up Mrs. Ronnie Yan. Good fist bump. Oh, yeah. Next up, we got 7-time PGA Tour winner, Olympic gold medalist, and if you watch Range Talk, one of the best singers on the Callaway staff. Let's welcome up Mr. Xander Schauffele. Come on, baby.
Oh, it's on fire.
You don't want to sing? Yeah, I think you was gonna punk out on me. You left me hanging. Last but not least, 11-time winner, 2023 Masters champion, and one of the best first pitch throwers in the green jacket that I've ever seen in my life. Welcome up, Mr. John Rahm. It was high, right? On a standard grading scale, what would you give that pitch? You know, A through F, skipping E.
There we go. As first pitches go, I did have a jacket on and slacks.
It didn't look like you practiced in the jacket either.
I did. That's a problem. But I have Jordans and gym shorts on, which is a lot more mobility. I didn't hit the ground. I didn't throw it way over, so I'll give it a solid 6 or 7.
6 or 7.
I didn't love it either. I didn't take the easy route.
Yeah.
So, and I tried to at least put a little bit of speed on that. You know, a little bit.
You did good on behalf of golfers. I'm gonna give you that. On behalf of golfers, you did pretty well. I'm gonna start with you, Sam. Another winning year. You know, you had a debut in the Ryder Cup this year. Had a great year, man. Talk to me about some of the things that you're gonna remember from 2023.
Yeah, I think, you know, every year, you know, a goal of ours is to win on tour, and I think to be able to do that at the WGC match play, you know, first time to play the event, I think it was really cool, especially since that event, this was the last year, so it's nice to be able to go out on top in the last year. Yeah, I would say, you know, overall not the best year I've had on tour, but in a year to win and make it to East Lake is a solid year.
Stats guy told me that you are top 10 in overall putting on the PGA Tour. Another person told me that you were the first person to get their hands on the AI-1 and put it in play. Tell me how it feels to be unofficially the favorite male athlete on the Callaway staff since they giving you stuff all early. How does that feel?
Well, when I heard Jacob talking about the person that was a top 10 putter on tour and switched the week of the tour championship, I was thinking that person's an idiot, and then I realized that person is me.
It didn't showcase you in the best light, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so, you know, thankfully it worked out. I guess the technology does work. Yeah, I hit a few putts on the putting green and thought, why not give it a shot, and it's been really good.
So, I mean, from switching, because this is your first time ever switching putters, right? Since you've been on tour. Switching to a new putter, what are some of the decisions that go into that, or what are the things that you're looking for from a field perspective that gives you peace of mind making a change like that?
Yeah, I think, I'm kind of surprised they brought it to me because the last, 25 other putters they brought to me, I hit twice and tell them I don't care to try it. But I think this one, it really stood out because, especially at East Lake where the greens are so good and I was hitting lag putts and, all of them seemed to kind of look the same and were coming off the exact same whether I mishit it or not. And so that kind of caught my attention. It felt really similar to the one I've been playing with for the last 5 years. And so it kind of just made sense, and it performed the way I thought it could on the practice green and then took it on the golf course and it seemed really consistent. And I think for us, we're not trying to make drastic improvements, just little things here and there. And to have that little bit of improvement and have the confidence with it was really important.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Ronnie, 2023, you bust out with 2 wins, including a major. At the beginning of the year, did you think that this is how the year was going to look for you?
Yeah, cause I think.
She said, yeah. Yeah.
At the end of last year, I sat down with my team and we set a goal for 2023. And I think my goal is win a major and fight top 10 and qualify for the CME. So I think it's been a good year, and it's definitely not a surprise.
That's one of the most confident answers I've ever heard in my life. Straight savage. Now look, so you won the Women's PGA Championship, and then you went through the whole ceremony there, did all of the stuff you do there. But I also heard that you got a special message from somebody that you consider an idol. Well, matter of fact, could we play that message? Do we have that message that we could play?
Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Stephen Curry here. Just want to say congrats on winning your first major at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. I watched the entire final round. I saw you put on a clinic at Baltusal to get it done. And I know that we are both Team Callaway, and I hear you're a big Hoops fan, so just know that I got a lot of support for you. You know that means that you got to give me some lessons after I'm done playing in the match on Thursday, which is going to be a lot of fun. So good luck at Pebble Beach next week, and congrats again on what's hopefully the first of many, many major titles. All love, and talk to you soon.
That was beautiful right there. That was beautiful. Let me ask you a real question, and be honest with me. We all friends here. What was cooler, winning the championship and all the ceremonies that came with it, or getting that message from Steph? What was cooler? Be honest.
Definitely receiving the message from Stephen.
Of course, you got to go with the clout. You got to go with the clout over the.
Well, I love to receive messages, especially from Stephen. That makes even cooler. And I think if I can keep winning the major, I'm probably gonna receive more messages from Stephen.
That's some good deductive reasoning right there. I like that. So look, you were actually the first player to game the AI-1. The first player to put it in the bag. What went into that decision for you to put it in place so quickly?
So I think for me, speed control is quite important. And before I was struggle with the speed control because sometimes I couldn't hit in the center. So that would definitely, if you cannot hit in the center, it's definitely gonna affect your speed control. So when I first time I tried the AI face putter, and it just I can match the speed to slope easier, and obviously if I missed it, I'm still gonna come off the same distance. So when I changed the putter, I finished third, and became world number 1. So why not?
And speaking of world number 1, she's the only world number 1 up here on this stage right now. Best golfer on the stage. Give it up for Ronnie Yen. Hey, as a matter of fact, she put this putter in place. Is this your bag right here? Rumor has it you put this putter in place so fast you couldn't even show the public, and you had to hide the name of it. Is this true? Yep, it's true. Look at this. She had lead tape covering the bottom of the putter so nobody saw what it was. That's crazy. Now that we've unveiled it, do you want to remove this lead tape? Can we make this like a ceremonious type thing?
Yeah, I've been dreaming this for a long time. I've been keep asking Beyond and Wes when I can take this off.
So you gonna pull it off for us? Sam, such a gentleman. It's a little cold, I know that. Mm-hmm. I was asking myself how difficult this is gonna be back in my chair. Yep. Okay, all right, she pulling it off. Give it up, she unveiling the AI-1.
Hold on.
The official unveiling.
Hold on this note, Joe, I just gotta ask, when this was a possibility, why did you just decide to Sharpie mine in? Yeah, no, why is that like the difference? Because that Sharpie lasted 3 seconds the second I went to the wet greens in Wentworth, so that was not a very good idea.
Live and learn, live and learn. Xander, what's up, baby?
What's going on?
So, the stats guy told me you got the longest active streak for consecutive cuts made. Very consistent guy. And I know that you, right now, you number 6 in the official world golf rankings? You don't keep track of stuff like that, do you?
Not during the off season.
My time spent with you, I know that it probably pisses you off that there's 5 people that are better than you at something. Am I right? So talk to me about what are you going to take into the off season as far as getting your game to where you want it to be and defending your Olympic gold medal title.
Yeah, I think just after a long year, it's really important to unwind, and there's a lot of things that us pros like to work on, whether it's ourselves or spend more time with family, loved ones, and then you kind of get back into grind mode whenever it suits you. So I've yet to sort of sit down with my team and sort of make new goals. I'm still in my unwinding phase. This cold weather isn't too friendly to a West Coast kid, so I'm just trying to enjoy myself for the time being, and I'll start to set some goals probably the next couple of weeks, and then have a game, an attack plan, I should say.
Xander, you are so competitive. You don't want to give us no insights on what you're working on. That's crazy to me. I love that though. But look, stats guy also told me that.
Who is this stats guy you keep talking about?
Don't worry about it. I just want you to know that I don't read stats. So if I say something wrong, somebody gave me the information. It wasn't my own research. Look, stats guy told me that of all the male athletes on this stage, you are also the highest ranking for strokes gained putting. Did you know that about yourself?
I did.
You did? Did you also know?
Sam's probably consistently been the highest ranked putter.
Did you know? The results are a little inconclusive though, because nobody been following me around. I mean, I just feel like it's. They said they put male on the sheet like he the highest ranked male on it. Like I'm a male. Like did y'all check? Did y'all? Anyways, I know that your putting coach, longtime putting coaches out here in the crowd as well. Could you talk to me about things that you all work on to keep your putting game performing at that level?
I went to see Derek Ueda. He's a funny guy, longtime friend, and he's really transformed my putting. I was pretty much a 3-putt machine is what I would call myself back in the day, and he kind of has, some main pillars, 3 pillars really, that we focus on. Being speed is very important. Would probably be the first pillar. Start line. You got to aim the face correctly and start on line, and read. Read's really important. You can have the most beautiful stroke in the world, but if you're cross-eyed and you're blind and you're misreading putts, you're not going to make anything. So we pretty much grind those pillars every time I see them.
You have a very pragmatic approach to explaining things. Could be offensive to some, but I know your heart. I know your heart. Is there anything else that you want to tell us that Derek teaches you? Because I'm confident that not a lot of people out here have the common sense to invest in putting lessons. Is there any drills you want to tell us about that we should all be working on? Look how hard it is to get information out of you.
I'm a competitor. I like to keep my edge. You know what I mean? I'm actually really upset this whole AI thing is public. No, it's we do speed drills mainly on my own. We do a lot of start line drills when I'm with them. I'd say for the most part that we work on reading greens a lot. It's hard, obviously, when we go to the same course. So we try to switch it up. We go on the property. He'll throw discs down, try and into some random slopes, and try and trick my eye. So I'm not just kind of reading the putt off of previous knowledge, and kind of just randomize a lot of the practice. So when I get into tournaments, it sort of feels like I'm kind of game day ready.
100%. Now, rumor also has it that you haven't made the switch just yet. You got you still got your old faithful in the bag, but rumor has it that Callaway's sending you a bunch of putters to test, and that's the reason why I can't get one. Is that typical of you, that you like to, stay married but then date on the side? Does that appear anywhere else in your life, or is that just with putters?
So happy my wife's not here. No side pieces for me. I'm very loyal to my brand and my wife as well. I like to think I'm that way at least. And I don't like switching too often. If it's better, I will switch. I just, like you said, I was top 5 in putting this year. So the boys at Callaway are telling me that why not be number 1? That's the sell on the AI for me. So I'm gonna go home. Once I'm done unwinding, I'll get a lot of reps in with my putting coach Derek, and we'll get after it.
Beautiful though. That's beautiful. Mr. Ron, after the year that you had, baby. Oh my God, it was a glorious year. 4 times, just the most you ever won in 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Masters champion. Talk to me about how it felt, early in the year when you were doing the things that you were doing. How did it feel to kind of have everything going your way for that long?
It's a surreal feeling because it's, we're very weird way, right? When you have so many events going back to back, not that it's easy, but it's not like it requires a lot of effort because you have that confidence and things are kind of going your way. But at the same time, there's some kind of end to it, right? You can't forever be winning like that. So it's you gotta enjoy it as much as you can. And luckily, I put myself in position quite a few times and took advantage of it. And try to do the most out of that, which was obviously the best 4 months of golf in my career.
Yeah, I was following you, like I'm in person, just following you around at a lot of those events. personally, I thought that you got, a little bit tired of winning and wanted to give everybody else a chance, so you eased off the gas. Is there any truth to that whatsoever?
I wish it was true. I wish I had that much talent to be doing that, but no, that's not true. I think a little bit after Augusta, I did the energy tank was a little bit low and took a little bit to recover from that, but it's hard to say. You still want to keep on winning and have your chances, right? I think shortly after Augusta, I did good in Mexico as well. Had it. It's just, I think I might have used a lot of my good luck or most of it early on.
No, but you did make a putter change. You, for somebody that putted as well as you did to make a putter switch, what were some of the things that went into you saying like, hey, I'm ready to give this a try. I'm ready to see if it's room for me to improve in that department?
I likely didn't get the same presentation Xander did, which for you that don't know, they basically came up to him saying, this is how much money 3-putts cost you this year. They know
at East Lake.
See, this is the thing. They're a lot more calm than I am. My reaction would have been a lot worse than theirs if they do something like that. So, to no surprise to anyone over here, obviously. So they had a different approach. Joe tried. I'm extremely stubborn and don't like to change, especially mid-season, right? And they came to me at East Lake as well, and I did like it at first, but I didn't want to give it a chance just quite that week. But I did shortly after, and 2 weeks later at Wentworth, I was playing with that putter and putted fantastic, had a chance to win, and also did great in the Ryder Cup. So it's been good so far. It's like Sam said, none of us are looking for a massive change. It's just a little bit of improvement. And if what they're saying is true, which we all hope, that 20% improvement is going to be big for all of us, right? Part of me kind of wishes they all worked in some weird 3-putt avoidance commission to see if they can really actually put what they're saying into play. But I'm sure with the work we're going to put in, you might see a bit of a difference in the stats the next few years.
And last thing, you do a lot of research. You talk to the tour department a lot about the importance of distance control with putting, and that's something that you work on. Could you just talk to us here about why it's so important to control distance from your vantage point?
Well, when Xander, one of the best putters on tour the last 6 years, says that the first thing he works on is speed, it should really tell you it's all you need to know, right? You don't need to hit the perfect line every single time. You don't need the perfect entry point into the hole every single time. And when you have perfect speed, it's going to maximize your opportunity to be able to make that putt. And then when you get farther away from the hole, it's obviously going to give yourself the best chance to have a 2-putt or make the putt, right? So at the end of the day, it's maximizing your chances. If you start hitting the putt with 3 to 4 feet by the hole speed, I believe your entry margin is close to a quarter, less than a quarter. That's a pretty hard target to hit. But if you can be as efficient as you can with speed, you can be able to make a lot more putts. When you see somebody like Sam or Xander putt, both of them, their speed is incredible. Their speed consistency and how the putt rolls into the ball rolls into the hole is pretty incredible how good they are at it, and it's something I try to get better at. I clearly have a bit more of a hard time with that than they do, but it's something I need to get better at. If somebody
I'm blushing right now, guys.
Can't see it, but
no.
John just used to hitting it. John's just used to hitting it to 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet. And it's a scary range to hit all day. He has like two 40-footers around, so speed is important for him.
It's a tough thing to admit on stage, but I'm glad that you're humbling yourself and then you got weaknesses. All right, so look, real quick before we end, who thinks that they're the best putter on stage?
Hold on, she thinks so.
What?
She definitely thinks so.
You know who?
Yeah, of course.
You think Xander is? Everybody gonna give it to Xander?
All right, let's go inside and get.
No, matter of fact, I think that we gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go test it over there on the putting green. We got some contests that we're gonna be doing over there. Let some people try the putters. But everybody, just give it up for some of the best golfers in the world up here.
All right, guys. So while they're getting ready, grabbing their putters, they're going to do a challenge over there. For everybody else, just a couple of bits of housekeeping. First thing is.